The woolly mammoth could return. Here's how science is progressing. Thousands of years ago, enormous herds of woolly mammoths roamed the cold steppes of the northern hemisphere. They were giants, perfectly adapted to a world covered in ice. For thousands of generations, mammoths survived extreme temperatures, traveling across vast territories in search of food as the planet's climate slowly changed. But that world did not remain the same forever. As the last ice age came to an end, the climate began to warm, and the great frozen landscapes started to transform. However, some mammoths managed to survive much longer. Small populations became isolated on Arctic islands, separated from the rest of the world. Isolation may have protected them for a time. There they found food and remained far from many of the threats faced by populations on the mainland. But even those final refuges were not enough. With populations becoming increasingly small and isolated, the last mammoths eventually disappeared. It seemed like the end of their story. But beneath the ice and frozen ground, bones, tusks, hair, and tissues remained preserved for thousands of years. And inside some of those remains, something extraordinary survived. Small fragments of DNA, the biological instructions that once helped build a mammoth. Scientists began recovering and studying those fragments. Little by little, they were able to reconstruct parts of the genetic information of an animal that disappeared thousands of years ago. But there was a problem. Ancient DNA was broken into millions of fragments. To understand it, researchers needed to compare it with the DNA of its living relatives. Comparison with the Asian elephant revealed differences related to mammoth characteristics, such as its hair, fat accumulation, and other adaptations necessary for surviving the cold. Then, an extraordinary possibility emerged: identifying some mammoth genetic variants and reproducing them through gene editing in cells from its living relative, the Asian elephant. But modifying a cell was only the beginning. The next challenge would be to create a viable embryo capable of dividing properly and continuing its development. But one major challenge still remained. To grow, the young mammoth would need a safe place for many months. Could a female elephant help it develop? So, how far have we come? We have gone from finding frozen mammoths to recovering their DNA, reconstructing part of their genome, and studying their differences from modern elephants. Today, science is exploring how to reproduce some of those characteristics through gene editing. But the woolly mammoth has not yet returned. For now, bringing it back remains one of science's greatest challenges. In 2026, a new breakthrough arrived. Scientists succeeded in obtaining induced pluripotent stem cells from elephants, a tool that makes it possible to study and develop new possibilities in genetics and reproduction. The mammoth has not yet returned, but science continues to move closer to solving some of the pieces needed to attempt it.